food security, access to markets, involving small-scale producers in adding value to their products. Those are hot issues discussed globally these days. Issues that relate to the position of these small-scale producers and that have to do with local sourcing.
In April of 2011, a kick-off event took place to discuss local sourcing. Among the driving forces behind the event were two young professionals. Jano van der Laan, working for AgriPro-Focus, a Dutch partnership promoting farmer entrepreneurship in developing countries, and Alan Magnus, working as advisor Sustainable Chain Development at the Royal Tropical Institute, the Netherlands. Jano and Alan's activities lie in dealing with small-scale producers and linking buyers and producers. A mixed group of experts gathered in Amsterdam to share ideas and exchange experiences. Researchers, funders, and entrepreneurs working all over the world discussed the main question of the event. How can local sourcing contribute to local economic development and provide a business opportunity at the same time? For the occasion, a website was developed providing background resources and a number of business cases, with a Twitter feed running in.
What you find here are details about the business cases that will be discussed during the kick-off meeting. For the kick-off meeting, but also to present a dossier section with free resources with relevance to local sourcing issues.
So I'm twittering now and to inform the whole world about the workshop this afternoon on local sourcing.
Hedvig Brukelman, Director of AgriPro-Focus, opens the event and discusses the program of the day.
Welcome to this afternoon, to this event of local sourcing.
Promote farm entrepreneurship and work on food security. This is exactly, of course, the subject also of today.
And then the floor was given to Bill Vorley, head of the Sustainable Markets Group at the International Institute for Environment and Development.
I want to just quickly explain why smallholders and small-scale producers are in the spotlight. I want to put local sourcing in the context of inclusive investment. A little mention of the whys and the hows, though much of that will be done in the breakouts. Some ideas on first steps, and then a look at the risks and the dilemmas associated with local sourcing.
In breakout sessions, 4 subgroups discussed local sourcing practical cases. Alan Magnus explained the definition that was to be kept in mind.
So local sourcing is sourcing from small-scale producers by companies that are based in developing countries. These companies also sell to the local markets. Now, local we refer to within national borders. Sourcing in the cases we are going to study is procuring raw material that is used in food products. And with small-scale producers, we mean producers that farm on less than 5 hectares. The sourcing company is based in a developing country and adds value to the products. And 3 questions will guide the sessions. Why did entrepreneur choose for local sourcing? How did he do local sourcing? And how to improve the local sourcing case.
In Sierra Leone, small-scale producers are brewing beer of locally grown and processed sorghum, instead of previously imported barley. In Rwanda, a warrantage system of small-scale maize producers offers buyers a reliable source of supply of a guaranteed quality. The case from Zambia shows that locally grown and processed rice is now available on Zambian supermarket shelves. And in northern Ghana, pioneering activities show promising results for soybeans to become a reliable cash crop for the processing of edible oil. Bill Vorley tried to draw some first conclusions.
The process of organising and upgrading supply, generally in the absence of public sector support. But then, once you've organised and put supply in place, you are left with quite a few dilemmas. How do you get back to your core business? If you are a vegetable oil and animal feed processor, how do you then untangle yourself from organising supply to get back to your core function? One. Two, how do you avoid the creation of power players in the chain that you've built, who then become something of a company store, who can set prices and keep your primary supply base of subsistence, while you have nuclear farmers who become quite powerful players and can streak ahead while keeping the primary suppliers, though of course in a better position than before, with some agronomy, with a bit of a higher price, but not really pulling the chain into what we want, which is co-innovation and shared benefits, shared value.
Eric Smelling led a question and answer session in which the 4 case presenters went into a dialogue with the public.
Good afternoon, everybody. I feel very happy to have been part of this afternoon, because I think we are on top of something that is really relevant in very many ways, and also urgent, looking at Africa. I wonder here what is generic and what is specific.
Bart de Steenhuisen-Peters invited all participants to join a further trajectory for joint activities.
Support for your initiative. So that would be the first follow-up which I can envisage. The second one is that we heard a lot of questions today. I think it is a hot topic, too hot sometimes to touch. And sometimes we dropped it from our laps because we couldn't really seize it. What is it, local sourcing, and what is it not? And I think that we are all pretty excited about it. Something is emerging as, is it an ad hoc business concept that can evolve under certain conditions, or do we face the evolution of a new business model that can support local economic development? And we don't know the answer yet. So it merits some more research and some more study. And I think we can only do that by merging the talents and the people and the ambitions that we have in our organizations. So what we propose is that we start a trajectory, a brief trajectory of a couple of months, during which we are going to answer a number of questions together.
In his keynote speech, Bill Vorley talked about the organization and upgrading of supply, and about inclusion of small-scale producers, how to have their income raised from sustainable agricultural practices to finally improve food security. He cautioned already that such an agenda is easier said than done. Maybe part of the answer is given by Mr. Poku. He owns a company in Ghana and tries to introduce a new crop that he sourced elsewhere before.
Why are we not helping the private sector to be strong enough to take off from you and then do it, so that you don't bring your taxpayers' money? Why are we not doing that? That's the question.
That sounds like food for thought. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, sir.